on YouTube. All right. I'm going to pretend, Zach, you're muted. Not sure why you're unmuted or why you're muted. What a start to the show. There was no intro video. I guess my browser did not support that video. But yeah, that's kind of how today's show is going to be. We're kind of shooting from the hip here. A little unprepared, at least on my end. Just really showing up for you guys. All right. All two of you. So yeah, how you been?
I've been doing good. I'm happy to be here. And with the offseason rolling the way it is, we're here on Coast to Coast doing it every other week. So hopefully we get some news here and there, and excited to talk about whatever's our fancy tonight here, shooting from the hip.
Yeah. I mean, what do you want to start with? You want to start about how insane guys are, how the insane amount of money that teams are giving players to play football?
Oh my goodness, it's wild.
And I'm not one of those guys that's ever like, athletes make too much, but I see some of these, I'm like, you're gonna give that guy that much money? You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's wild. And I think for Seahawks fans out there, it's been you kind of, on one hand, you expect the Super Bowl champions to be picked off bit by bit. And then there's another portion of the fan base that is just impatient out the wazoo.
Losing their mind.
No pun intended. And yeah, losing their mind. So
did they not watch the Seahawks until what? The Thursday night Rams game? I mean, Kenneth Walker did not, like, you guys. I've been hearing some rumors that the Seahawks might try to reach out for A-Chain from the Dolphins, but he's not a $15 million a year running back. I mean, just look at it. He split carries all season because he wanted to save him for the playoffs. It worked great, but if the Seahawks wanted to give him $15 million, he'd be back here, but they didn't. So,
yeah, I mean, we talked about it all year where, you look at Kenneth Walker wrong and he might get hurt. So they were very smart in how they used him, and
awesome that he didn't. And good for him for getting the money, but it's just not something like all these fans, dude. They act like he won us the Super Bowl. Like, he won MVP because they didn't have the balls to give it to Chen Nwosu or Devin Witherspoon or a defender that should have been MVP. Who was it? Derek Hall probably should have won MVP if we're being completely honest. Derek Hall, Devin Witherspoon. But I don't think the voters had the balls to do that. I think they're like, hey, let's just give it to the guy that has the most yards.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, good for him. He takes that title and he's able to, show up in the biggest game and use it to his advantage. And I feel a lot different than I was with DK even leaving. I hope K9 crushes it and does well, but I predominantly I hope he stays healthy because he's going to be used differently in Kansas City, a lot differently.
No kidding.
Than what he's going to be used to.
They're paying him to be the running back in that offense, and I know it's always been a split carry backfield with Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire and who was the other one? 31. I don't remember his name. But they always kind of have those guys, but they never have a big name guy. Well, here's your big name guy. And if I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm not really banking on this guy not getting hurt.
Yeah.
Sorry. And nothing against him. Like I said, love Kenneth Walker. I think he's awesome. I'm rooting for him. But yeah, I think that's our first free agency departure. It came out, dude, legal tampering started. Came out a minute after legal tampering started. It's crazy they can come up with those contracts so fast.
I know, it's crazy. It's invisible line in there.
I think it's
doesn't
funny
matter
that there's why we weren't going to pay him $15 million.
Like we decided that in a minute. Like
I think it was
in a deal.
I think it was legit. Like what was it, like 3 or 4 minutes into legal tampering period? You have a guy signing a 45. It was the same way with the Seahawks and Sam Darnold last year. Remember? Like, oh yeah, you made this decision this morning. Cool. glad you guys started negotiating this morning. We're able to come to agreement by noon.
How responsible, how timely of
all these signings that were definitely not illegally tampered. Can we change the name to that? Because it is so dumb. Just make the free agent. Just say free agency starts on what was it, the 9th?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not okay. Here's legal tampering period. We're gonna have some tampering is a term that does not sound legal. Maybe just say, hey, free agency starts this day.
Yeah.
Because we have the legal tampering period, right? And then 2 days later, oh, this is officially when free agency starts. But it's dumb.
And it might create situations where contracts are spoken and given, and then somebody changes their mind at the last possible second, and then they back out of a deal because they really want their 2 first-round picks back. And yeah, just speaking off the cuff, I don't know if that would ever happen, but
that's nuts. How do you feel about that? I read that and I was like, what? And then I was like, his physical must have came back really bad. That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
Or like he really pissed somebody off. He like went online, made a racist rant or something online. They're like, no, this guy's not coming here. I don't see him as this guy that would ever do that.
No.
For one. But for two, they said it was something with his physical, and everybody else is like, no, he's fine.
Yeah. I mean, for those of you who might have been living under a rock, I mean, we're talking about the Max Crosby trade that didn't happen to Baltimore. It's definitely like Baltimore looked across the horizon. They saw that Hendrickson, is that his name? The other guy?
Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah. He wasn't garnering the attention that everybody thought he would. And they're like, you know what? We don't have to give up draft capital. And in terms of money, we can make this work. So why don't we just do that? And man, like you make this like fake invisible line of you can do things, but you can't actually do it. You're going to run into spots like this. And I don't think we've ever seen one this high profile before where a team was like, psych, we actually aren't going to do that. And he made like a whole farewell video and everything. Like he was done.
Yeah, I think he's going to be done. I mean, I think the farewell video is fine. I think that can stay up, but that's shitty what Baltimore did.
Oh,
I mean, let's be honest. I know we're big Baltimore defensive coordinator fans as of the last like 3 years, just because he's our head coach. But
Mike would never. Mike would never.
Mike would. Mike's got a little Harbaugh in him, even though Harbaugh's not even there anymore. It did okay. I realized Jesse Minter's their head coach, and he was the defensive coordinator for Jim Harbaugh. Doesn't this kind of feel like a Jim Harbaugh type move? Even though this is obviously from the front office. But you got a defensive coordinator that comes from Jimmy's like, hey, you know what we could do? We could just mess everything up. And yeah, that's nuts. I remember looking on my phone. I was like, what? They backed out of the trade?
It's wild. I think this hurts Baltimore absolutely long term, where, man, I would not want to be doing deals with them. And
as far as agents go,
yeah,
or teams,
or teams,
general
really.
managers go. You're right, yeah.
And until regime change happens there, you're not really going to trust anybody at the front office anymore. And then when it comes to Max and like what's going on there, well, just pause on Max for a second. The thing I didn't understand with the Raiders is like after this trade supposedly happened, the Raiders went and signed the world to their team.
Yeah, they did. And now they don't have the money.
I'm like, how does this work? Like, how does this work now?
They're going to have to back out of their deals.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So,
yeah, because I had it pulled up. They signed some guys. I mean, enough to where I was like, are they trying to win this year? Because I didn't really think they're obviously trying. How do I 1 second? You keep talking.
And like at the end of the day, when it comes to the Raiders, like if you could fudge it and make it work, like Los Angeles Dodgers kind of making things work, they don't have a bad roster if Max Crosby stays on it anymore, because dang, they went nuts in free agency.
Yeah, you're not giving. Let's see. They signed Tyler Linderbaum. Maybe that's why the Ravens were so pissed.
Maybe
they're like, "Hey, you signed our center. We're gonna back out of this." They spent $81 million on a center. Let's see. I forget who else they signed. We gotta go down.
Kyler Murray. Oh man, look at
Kyler Murray went to the Vikings.
No, I'm seeing that. Yeah, I'm just going through the list here.
Just trying to see the money that. Oh, the Patriots got Romeo Doubs. I didn't even realize Kyle Pitts was a free agent. Stephon Diggs, I don't think he's going anywhere. This is something, not to change the subject, but
straight to jail.
The fact that the Bengals are giving Boye Mafe $20 million a year is just nuts. Oh, yeah. Nakobe Dean, 36 mil for a linebacker. Yeah, they went out. They signed everybody. Look at this. This is how desperate the league is. The Bears gave Devin Bush $10 million a year for 3 years.
That's wild.
I mean, look at these. Rick Woolen, I'm not gonna lie, that makes what?
Have fun, buddy. Have fun.
But that deal makes sense from the team perspective. It was $12 million. It says up to 15, but 1 year, $12 million. Prove you can do it. Prove you're a locker room guy. I don't hate that.
Yeah.
And I actually like Boye Mafe better than Tariq Woolen. But I'd take Tariq Woolen for $12 million 1 year rather than Boye Mafe for $60 million 3 years, you know?
Yeah. Let's see, Raiders.
Yeah, of course. Now we're just looking like.
Well, they're all. I mean, the Raiders were like early and often. So
yeah, Quay Walker.
Yeah, Quay Walker here.
So 2 linebackers, you're tied up like $80 million.
And that crazy center.
Kwity Paye.
Now they got Kwity Paye. Yeah. So like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if they could LA Dodger this.
This is football. This is the NFL. You can't do that.
It would be great. Restructure everyone. Bump it out. Make it 1 year. 1 year run.
Yeah. How's that working for the 49ers now?
I mean, I'm just saying. Like, instead of winning 2 games, you might win 5. So
listen, if you weren't a fan when we were winning 2, don't come back when we win 4 next year.
Yeah. Making a statement. Raider Nation. Stand up.
Yeah, it's just that whole situation's wild. This whole offseason has been kind of weird because for a Super Bowl team, kind of circling back to the Seahawks, sorry, you'll get to Max Crosby after I say something else totally off topic.
I'll make it about him. Make it about him.
Because I never got to that part. But for a Super Bowl winning team, this team did not lose many pieces because everybody's still under contract.
Yeah. So, and, we've talked about how much we like Kobe Bryant here on the show before. And I think out of anybody, that's the one where you're like, dang it. Like,
yeah, probably even over Boye, because Boye is a rotational edge getting paid like what he makes more than DeMarcus Lawrence is. I realize age is a factor, but production also kind of has to be there. You can't just go out and sign a guy because he's 25, right?
Yeah. St. Madden. You don't sort by age and then get all the young guys. And I think
what's his potential grade? He does have a high potential.
Potential.
He has a hidden dev trait, actually. Boy, Mafe does. It still hasn't. Still the hidden dev trait. He hasn't played enough snaps yet.
Yeah, I really like how they approach this offseason in terms of like not jumping at it. I've seen discourse where they're like, man, they got all this money. And you made the point earlier. It's like, yeah, but the Super Bowl roster as a whole is still really intact, and you're going to have to pay them eventually. Like, there's going to be deals on the team where guys got to get paid. And
yeah, because it's not the 1-year deals that are going to screw us right now. The 1-year deal's fine. It's literally over 1 year. Because, we could fill the roster right now with 1-year veterans and be fine.
Yeah.
This year, but not in the future. You're going to have to start paying JSN and Devin Witherspoon really starting next year because that's their 5th-year option. They're going to – I don't know how that's going to work. But Charles Cross starts getting paid this year. Abe Lucas starts getting paid this year. You know what? Seahawks fans from India. I almost said Indiana. Thank you.
Whoa.
I really thought that said Indiana, but Ty, thanks for joining in.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Got any questions or comments? Feel free to drop them.
Yeah, and when we take a look at the team as a whole and who they wound up keeping and who were looking to like fill the role, I think we saw a lot from Ty Okada this year where
and it sucks we lost Kobe Bryant. It would be nice. It does.
But the production, like it's all about production, and he can absolutely come in and take that production.
Well, Ty Okada's a peacock. You gotta let him fly.
Oh my gosh.
Because you're not that's obviously a joke, but you can't have Kobe Bryant, Julian Love, Nick Eamon-Wari, and Ty Okada all back there at the same time.
Yeah. And I think corner is going to be something you're going to wind up probably looking at in the draft.
Do you see the safety we signed?
No, actually.
Rodney Thomas II. So really hoping he takes number 29 away from Josh Jobe. Just take one of the Roman numerals off my Earl Thomas jersey.
There you go.
Signed a couple guys. There was one guy whose name I couldn't pronounce that we signed to a 1-year deal. Do you want to pull that up, James?
Your boy Jake Bobo
come back.
Gets brought back from the dead. Good job.
I called my wife. I did. That's the first I saw that, and I called my wife and I said, "Honey,
you can breathe now."
I said, "Honey, put your dancing shoes on. We're going out tonight." Okay.
You, me, Jake Bobo Sheets. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, I said, "Listen, put your dancing shoes on. All right, we're going to the Outback tonight." Put on your best dress, honey. We're going out to Applebee's tonight, is what I said.
Ride the Dente plays in the background as you walk into Chili's.
Oh, dude, I've never been to a Chili's. I don't even think we have Chili's over here.
No way, that's nuts. Okay, cool.
We just got Raising Cane's.
Oh, nice.
You got it yet?
If you venture south enough, you'll find a Raising Cane's here in the state, but it's not anything too wild. All right, so I'm sharing my screen.
All right.
We'll go through the transaction list here.
That's who I was talking about.
This guy who you can't pronounce.
Yeah, Emmanuel Wilson. That was a good one from Green Bay. Kind of forgot about that.
I'm interested to see his role on the team. I think, obviously he's gonna be the guy for a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I'm as excited as I am about him. I really don't want our young running backs that are already on the roster to get kind of shuffled out. I don't want to give up on the dream of splitting carries and stuff.
With who? Kenny McIntosh?
Well, no.
Are you talking about signing somebody else when
no.
it comes to signing a number one guy? You don't want that to happen, or what?
No, I would want Charbonnet to eventually become number one, but at the end of the day,
they got George Halani. That's all we got.
George Halani, but no. Why isn't he on here? Roster?
Who?
I don't know who. I'm just.
You got basically Kenny McIntosh, Zach Charbonnet, George Halani.
Why can't I organize by position? There we go.
Yeah.
Fullback. Why are these so weirdly in order? Cam Akers, Zach Charbonnet, George Halani.
Cam Akers ain't coming back.
Kenny McIntosh, Manuel Wilson,
Jacardier Wright, baby.
Yeah, I'm all in. Let's go. Let's see it happen. I want one of those guys to get some more time.
I want one of them to just pop off. That'd be sweet.
So anyway, Brady Russell, special teams legend, coming back. Don't touch the football. We have
David McNiner. One sec. David McNiner said who?
For who?
Yeah, which one?
We're going through a lot of names right now. We have
Drake Thomas was the big sign. Did we talk about that last time? Because we didn't.
No, we didn't.
We talked about how that was kind of our number one priority, and they got it done as soon as right after we talked about it, the next day or something. But yeah, I was pretty stoked on that. How'd you feel about the Rashid for $17 million a year?
Look, I think if you're pinching pennies, I think you're looking at that and you go, that's a little rich. Look, he is dynamite at special teams, and I think we're going to see him in a much bigger role on offense next year. You're paying him to do that now, and if he continues what he can do on special teams, I think he's worth every penny. You want in today's football to flip the field on a dime. He's one of the handful of people that can do it. So I'm all in.
I know this sounds nuts, but so I was listening to the radio a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about the value that Rashid Shaheed actually brings to the return game. So before Rashid Shaheed was a Seahawk, our average starting field position was the 28-yard line. After Rashid Shaheed got on the team and no one wanted to kick to him, and now the touchbacks are at the 35, our average starting field position after the kickoff was the 34-yard line because of how often they didn't kick to him. Maybe it was the 30, 33, 34, but it increased by 5 or 6 yards, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, you're starting the your drive off at the 35 every time. Like you said, special teams now is pretty important because you can't afford kicking touchbacks anymore.
Yeah. And I think having a guy like that on your team is just electric. And you're going to put, hopefully, when he gets healthy, man, I want to see Horton back there too on kickoffs.
So that's what I was thinking. So I didn't think we were going to get Shaheed back. And I was like, oh, man, we'll just have Horton because they never played together.
Yeah.
We signed Shaheed. Remember, we were like, oh, man, just wait till Horton gets back. We'll have Horton. The receiver room is pretty stacked if you think about it. We don't have those big names. Like, we don't have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. We just have the best receiver in football and then some pretty solid guys right underneath him. I actually think I'm more happy with where we are today than 2 years ago.
Yeah, I agree. Don't get me wrong. This isn't any Cooper Kupp slander. I will not love Cooper Kupp the same way I love Tyler Lockett. So,
no way. Why? Because he killed you for freaking 8 years.
If at the end of the day Cooper Kupp stops holding his weight, man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the day when the primary Seahawks receiving room is JSN, Shaheed, and Horton. It's going to be insane.
You can't wait for the day. Wait till September 7th. I think we're opening the season on a Wednesday, September 7th.
We are.
And rumored. All right, because
I thought it was official.
Rumored. It's rumored to be official. Which kind of pisses me off.
What?
It's been the first Thursday of the year. Every year, the Super Bowl champion plays a home game first Thursday of the year. Now, because we got to put the Rams in Brazil, right?
Australia, but okay.
Australia, whatever. Hey, listen, I'll tell you what, it's not the United States of America. It's not Seattle, Washington. But
okay.
But I don't know. It's like you're literally pushing the Super Bowl champion. Like your schedule should revolve around the Super Bowl champion. It shouldn't revolve around Australia.
I agree.
Last time I checked, Australia hasn't ever had a Super Bowl champion.
No.
Except Michael Dixon. Had to correct myself there.
Man, look at you go. I think it is what it is when it comes to, funky schedules and things like that. If McDonald has proved anything, that doesn't matter. So I'm happy that if the rumor is true, though, they made it right, because I remember that Australia game being announced and being like, "What the actual heck? Like this is wrong." And so I'm glad they fixed it. So at the end of the day, if this is the fix to put the team where they should to start the season, then I'm fine with it.
To be fair, whoever we're playing.
To be fair.
And I thought we were going to play the Rams first. Maybe it'll be the Patriots first. I think that'd be a cool matchup. But to be fair, what is that off of? What is that off of? Lost.
Man, I used it. Now I lost it. It's been that kind of day, man.
Me too. Don't worry. Yeah, Achan. We'll talk about that in a second because there's some things I don't like very much that we've been talking about. To be fair, God damn it, you pissed me off so much now. Yeah, sure, whatever. What were we talking about? What was I saying?
To be fair.
Yeah, so.
Oh, Letterkenny, duh.
Oh, yeah, not a fan. I like I like season 1. Season 2 it kind of turns into a musical, and I don't like it. Trace Bigelow says, glad my H-Hand hype is finally landing. Now, here's my problem I have with the H-Hand hype. He's got 1 year left on his deal. The Dolphins are in full win now mode with Malik Willis, who you said played good a couple times last year. And I say, all right, let's see how he looks in Miami.
And then they trade Jalen Waddle.
Yeah. They're in full win now mode.
Big brain.
Yeah. So, anyways, a guy from Miami radio came on Seattle radio today and said, what would it take for the Seahawks to get Devon Achane? And his response was a first, a third, and a sixth.
That's wild.
I said no chance.
We have 4 draft picks. That's why I'm like all up in my feels about the Max Crosby thing. See, I told you I'd loop it back around because they're like, we got to trade for him. I'm like, with what? We don't have anything. We still need to draft people.
Okay, for one, no. Okay, for running back, you're not trading a first round pick unless. I'll tell you what. I trade our first. Well, it's really a second round pick because number 32. But
you get the 5th year option. There's still some value there.
Yeah, 64. That's kind of more what I was thinking. Pick 64. I'm not trading my first round pick for hardly any running backs in the NFL.
Pete would.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't because they didn't do it.
He would just use it on a running back.
They only did it one time, and he was made of glass.
It was enough to scar me.
Sean Alexander scar you? First round running back right there. Kurt Warner scar you?
They don't make them like they used to, and you know it. It's like refrigerators. They're made to break now.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, there's maybe like Saquon Barkley. I'd trade a first round pick for. Anybody else? Bijan. I'd definitely trade a first round pick for Bijan, or who was the running back that got Jahmyr Gibbs? I'd give him a shot for a first round pick. Still young, still on a rookie deal, even though it is a first round contract. But I'm not giving up a first round pick for a guy who has 1 year left on his deal. And I mean, you have to re-sign him at that point if you give up a first round pick. And look how trading our first round picks is gone since Sean Snyder took office.
Yeah.
Let's go through them really quick. We got Percy Harvin.
I mean, he did that one thing that one time.
Yeah, he did one thing one time, just like Rashid Shaheed would, but that cost you a 4th and a 5th. I'd say that they would have won the Super Bowl without Percy Harvin. The Seahawks might have not gotten to the Super Bowl without Rashid Shaheed.
It's valid.
Jimmy Graham.
Best Seahawks tight end of all time.
I mean, technically. Some people will say that. Statistically, he is the best Seahawks tight end of all time. Pretty sad. And then who's the other one? Jamal Adams. What do you think?
Ultimate cheerleader.
Yeah. I mean, geez. So I don't know. Mike Washington looks like McFadden meets AP.
My problem is I haven't gone into the draft too much yet to figure out.
Me neither. People. That's why I didn't even do a mock draft tonight. And I guess now this is rumored, but the Seahawks aren't too high on the draft either. And that's why they're kind of like, we have, 4 picks?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of nailed the Nicky Memori pick last year. So I cannot wait to nerd out on draft stuff.
Yeah, I've kind of been off it a little. It's weird. It's weird but nice holding pick 32. It's weird but nice holding pick 32, 64. really bad at what 32 times 3 is, but
Ah,
90.
Super Bowl champions don't have to be good at math.
Yeah, 96. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll get to it next time for sure. We'll get to like some draft stuff. Obviously we'll probably be looking at a guard or a cornerback. Yeah, I want you to I guess rumor has it they're kind of happy with Bradford too.
I know. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's I feel like he trades back no matter what.
I have the sinking feeling I'm going to be staying up an obnoxious amount of time for the NFL draft only to watch the team that I root for at the last pick of the first round trade out of it.
Hey, we'll be here. We doing that this year?
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
You got trucks though. It's Thursday. Draft's always Thursday.
Season might be over. I don't know.
Season's over now, dude. He's so bad at truck series, dude. His season's over now. You might as well not show up. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. Don't kill me. So, yeah. Do you want to get to some? Tell me about Max Crosby. We're gonna full circle before we move on.
Oh, thank you.
Tell me how you feel about Max Crosby.
I think if the Raiders can somehow swing it, they should keep him because I think he wants to be there.
That's awkward.
It is awkward, but it's only awkward with ownership. Like I feel like he loves the players. He loves being in that locker room. He loves the fans. Like great dude. It's just him and that ownership group. They do not get along, and
I don't think Mark Davis has an ego, does he?
Tom Brady does. And I just I would love, because we talked about earlier in the show, like how much like the Raiders went berserk in free agency, and like we've seen teams do wild free agency spending freeze. I think the Titans did it like 2 years ago,
and it never works.
It never worked, but
the only time it's ever worked was the Buccaneers when Tom Brady went there.
Yeah, but they had Tom Brady. So
yeah, exactly. And that's why the players were going there. They weren't going there because of the money.
So, but if there is one team that I would love Max Crosby to be like, you know what? I'm out. Send me here. I would love to see him be a Bengal.
And can't they just paid Boye Mafe $20 million a year
or a Steeler? I don't care. Put him in the AFC North and make him tee off on the Ravens twice this season.
I got you.
Like,
see,
put that in my veins, dude. Max Crosby and TJ Watt on the same line. That would be poetry in motion. Give me it.
I'm not a fan of Max Crosby on the Seahawks just because of the money he's making.
Yeah.
Let me put that clear. Let me make that clear. We could afford him. I don't want to have all that money tied up in a guy that gets career high sacks is 14 a season. Kind of go back to Moneyball here. You know, if he hits good, if he's a good hitter, how come he doesn't hit good? If Max Crosby is such a good pass rusher, I realize he gets the most pressures, but how come the sack numbers aren't there?
Yeah. I mean, he demands a lot of attention. I think like that, and that's why like I would love to see him stick it out on the Raiders because they do have another edge rusher now, and like it could really, really work. So I don't know. I just like seeing bad teams turn around and become good eventually. So I think that's good for football. So I think Max Crosby doing it on the Raiders would be a cool thing. But if not, please put him in the AFC North. Like, make him tee off on the Ravens twice a year.
He probably belongs in CA only. What does that mean, California?
Yeah. I mean, why?
His vibe.
You got a vibe? I mean, if he has a vibe, it's definitely Northeastern flannel guy.
No, if he has a vibe, it's definitely like Southside Chicago, Central Los Angeles guy.
I'm trying to will it into existence, man. So, man, I'd love to see.
You're thinking Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, the only two good players on the team.
Oh my gosh, he could be a Brown. I didn't even think about that. Oh, that'd be epic, dude. That'd be epic. It'd be the only reason why anybody would watch the Browns, but that would be cool.
Hell no, dude. Shadur back there.
Shadur. Yep. I forgot about him. Pro Bowler.
Yeah, Pro Bowl Shadur. Pro Bowl Flacco. Joe Flacco's first Pro Bowl ever. It came at age 65 season. I think it's the weed and tats. Yeah, probably. But yeah, anything other than guard that you think we really need?
Yeah, I mean corner, guard. If the philosophy is we got Emmanuel Wilson and we're gonna try this one primary back thing, which like I'm not against, obviously.
I don't think they're gonna try the one primary back thing.
But if I wouldn't mind like one of those really late draft picks being used on a running back.
Well, Jonah Coleman from Washington visited there today.
I've seen that.
But I love Washington, and I like Jonah Coleman a lot. But he's kind of he had a lot of rushing yards against FCS teams last year. Not very many against Big Ten teams. He scored 5 touchdowns against UC Davis. So,
and I think like, you wind up drafting a guy in this situation. He's going to be competing for like third string touches. Especially if and when Charbonnet comes back. So
bring back Damian Martinez, you thinking?
I like really running back is all on the table because there's so many guys that you could wind up bringing back. Watch Mike Washington Jr. from Arkansas. Listen, as a Arkansas fan, I'd lose my mind. I mean,
he brought him up earlier, but I didn't know who he was.
I think at the end of the day, like definitely corner, definitely guard, and then roll the dice wherever you want. Like
pass rusher.
Yeah, but like other than the fact of they're old or older, another year older, like you rotate them so many times, it's just less mileage. So
it's nice.
You're fine.
I'd rather have. I was talking on the phone earlier, kind of about what we were going to talk about on the show, and like I said, I'd rather have 2 guys that make $10 million a year, get 9 sacks each, than one guy making $45 million a year get 18 sacks. The Seahawks had a lot of guys with 7 sacks last year. I think they had like 5 guys with 7 sacks last year.
4 or 5, I couldn't remember.
Might have been 4. But yeah, they're pretty. I mean, the rotation is nice. Boye's not going to be there.
Yeah. So you have, defensive line, maybe. You have linebacking core. I mean, bringing back Knight is huge. So I think you're set there. You look at the secondary. I mean, maybe.
Shut up. The U.S. just tied the World Baseball Classic in the 8th.
Nice. Maybe
2-0. Sorry to cut you off.
So, like that free safety role, that's Julian Love. And then who's behind him?
Emamori.
Well, aren't they on the field at the same time?
Yeah, it's going to be Okada, Julian Love, Emamori, and then that new Rodney Thomas guy is going to.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that other guy.
Back up, and then
I was looking for a backup.
Jarek Reed's gone. I'm trying to think Derek Reed's gone, but yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's good to be the top because there's not many holes right now.
I want nothing to do with Jadeveon Clowney ever.
Or Von Miller. A couple years ago, I would have adored getting Von Miller, but that guy is old. And
so is D-Law, but D-Law was probably the MVP of our team defense last year. It's
but like
nuts.
You talked about it earlier with how these teams are like super desperate to sign people. There's going to be a huge market for those guys eventually, and they're going to overpay for both of them.
So I don't think so. Like he said, 10 million combined, but it won't be like Bennett and Averill because Bennett and Averill were still young when we signed them. These will be, if we sign Von Miller or Clowney, it's because they're ring chasing, which is fine. Come here as long as you play good. Chase.
Marcus Lawrence did it.
Do you? Yeah.
He said it.
He said it. I don't know if he
called his shot. He said it.
Yeah,
I believe him.
Truly believed. I don't know if he truly believed it himself. Yeah. What? Some other NFL headlines. Jalen Waddle got traded today. For a first-round pick. That was like, where were these teams for DK, dude? I feel like
DK.
Milwaukee
throwing stuff.
Milwaukee battery down. Let's see. What was the other one? Tua. Yeah, sure. Kyler and Tua both leaving to destinations that were not swapped like we hoped. Tua going to the Falcons. Well, Daniel Jones stayed. He was going to stay regardless.
But his money is huge.
Yeah, he was on a practice squad last year at this time.
Good for him.
And then they said, what'd they say? Oh, he's competing with Anthony Richardson. And we're like, he's not competing with Anthony Richardson. They're just saying it. Came out, balled out. Good for him.
Yeah.
Tua going to, Michael Penix and Tua, the two lefties in the NFL, making sure the receivers are catching balls that are spinning the right direction. I think that's a problem with the Falcons. I think they just weren't used to the right-left motion. I mean, it was a big problem with the 49ers back in the day with Steve Young, Joe Montana. So,
yeah, I feel like that'll be interesting to watch. I think the QB battle in Minnesota will also be pretty interesting.
Who do you think comes out on top? Because part of me feel like 9 does come out on top.
Well, so I have a really, really good friend who's a Vikings fan. And we've talked about Kyler for like a little while now. And he's just like, I am not excited about getting him because our offense is all like structure, first read, bam, like get the ball out. And he's like, that dude is the exact opposite of all of that. And I'm like, yeah, but it's cool to like watch him run around like a toddler being chased. And
yeah, I'm happy it's not my quarterback, but sometimes it was like he had that crazy 2-point conversion against the Raiders a couple of years ago. I'm sure you remember exactly what I'm talking about, where he ran back to like the 45-yard line and then somehow ran back up to the 10 and completed a pass. He's fun to watch. I'll admit it.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see, what kind of structure can be built around an offense that's trying to entertain either 9 or Kyler, because they are very different.
Yeah. Who do you think comes out on top?
I think Kyler for a little while.
I don't think so. I think they're sticking with 9.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, and then didn't Jefferson demand a trade?
Did he? No, he did not. Justin Jefferson?
I thought so.
Kyler always reminds me of the Jack in the Box commercials for mini sirloin burgers.
Nice.
Listen, Trace, thanks for all the comments tonight. We really do appreciate it. It's kind of fun.
So we differ there. What about the quarterback battle in Atlanta?
I love Michael Penix.
He's gonna say it. Say
and
it.
I emotionally, I would take Michael Penix over Sam Darnold. Emotionally, strictly.
Oh, your emotions betray you.
Papa J says Justin Jefferson has not stated that he is looking for a trade, and he remains committed to the Vikings.
Thank you, Papa J. Appreciate you.
Son of a bitch. Emotionally, I'd take Michael Penix, but I feel like they're gonna sit him for a year because, for one, his knee's pretty messed up. And I don't know. Maybe you let him sit behind Tua. Maybe Minnesota and Atlanta are going to be the same exact thing.
Yeah, like neither one moves the needle. I don't think they're going to be any dramatically better. I can't believe what I just heard. Yeah, you tell him. I can't believe what I just heard either. But if you follow Joe for any period of time, you know he's very emotionally invested. So,
dude,
he roots for the Bears because Roma Dunze is over there. So,
yeah, it's like
look
Michael
at his
Penix.
hat. Look at his hat.
Yeah. Look, I got him literally behind me throwing a football right now.
It tells a story.
Yeah, no, it's just like Michael Penix took us to a national championship. That was basically him in the offense. That took us to the national championship in 2023. And like Sam didn't really take us to the Super Bowl. He's a big part of why we went to the Super Bowl, but he wasn't like that guy. Michael Penix was that guy, and that's why I'm so emotionally invested in Michael Penix.
So I'm a lefty too, but I want a quarterback who can make all the throws. Darnold makes all the throws. Yep. Tell him, everybody destroy him. I appreciate all of you in the chat. Good job. When it comes to
good job. Hey, one sec, really quick. Remember that 49ers guy that never showed back up?
I know.
I know. He's
scared.
He came through for week 17. I felt like he kind of trickled in before the playoff game too. You remember he just wasn't there as much. We're like, come back. We will be here next Tuesday. Never came back.
Shocking.
What a douche.
So we've covered Kyler. We've covered a little bit of Daniel Jones. That's fine. We've covered
Malik Willis.
Oh yeah, Malik Willis and the Miami Dolphins, who don't know if they're rebuilding or if they're tanking.
They know they're tanking. They're like, hey, let's get a bad quarterback and pay him a lot of money.
He's not bad.
This is how you lose.
He's gonna be bad now because he's gonna sabotage him.
You know what they watch? They go, okay, the Raiders paid Geno Smith a lot of money.
Geno, we need to talk about Geno.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about it.
Holy smokes! How about that story?
But one second. New York fans, dust that number 7 jersey off because he is back, baby.
I mean, what a story where you've run the gauntlet and you're right back to where you started. And I think at the end of the day, it's not a great situation, but I will definitely be watching the Jets just because I want to see it happen. And
I could not believe it when I saw that.
All the old man takes I had last year. I mean, Geno might be early old man take 2026.
Probably not.
Milrow
is the future. We forgot he was on the team until you just brought him up, Trace Bigelow.
Yeah, that guy is gonna marinate for a hot minute. And
we thought he was taking over Sam's job this year. Let's be honest. Remember going into the season last year?
Yeah.
But you think Gino's the old man that
Look, I mean, Joe Flacco hasn't signed anywhere yet. No, neither is Aaron Rodgers. So we're up to the next guard. And Gino, first guy in line. Like, give me Jets playoff run.
So like
Geno
5
Smith.
So do you think when they asked Sam Darnold like a job interview, they're like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? He goes, hopefully not traded back to the Jets.
I honestly, I cannot believe it that has happened. But
you brought it up before.
I know it was a wish.
It wasn't.
It just happened. It's wonderful. But I think for him, it's his last hurrah. Maybe he can back to back get teams their first number 1 overall pick. Kind of be like the merchant of death for NFL teams, where if you didn't tank hard enough the year before, you signed Geno Smith and get the job done.
That's what I was thinking. Do you think the Dolphins saw what the Raiders did and we're like, okay, so we just need to overpay for a quarterback? Couple years, we'll let him go in the offseason. Arch Manning next year. So
crazy stat about the Dolphins, because it was sent to me right before the show started. I want to read this off for you.
Pierre Prod 17 wishes Shaheed was still in New Orleans, by the way.
Oh,
wanted to bring that up.
Can't have him back. He's ours. So the Miami Dolphins dead money for this season is now over. For this season, $175 million.
That's over half the cap. The cap is... Go ahead.
Hear these names. There are a lot of them. Tua, $50 million plus. Tyreek Hill, 28.2. Jalen Waddle, 26.3. Jalen Ramsey, 20.9. Minka, 13.
That was literally their core.
That's 5 players on a really long list. Bradley Chubb, 10.9 million. Teron Armstead, 10.7 million. James Daniels, 4.8 million. Zach Wilson, 3.8 million. Alec Ingold, 2 million. Jonnu Smith, 1.7 million. Nick Westbrook, I can't ever say this guy's last name. Enike, 1.6 million. He's a wide receiver. They took a flyer on him last year. Matthew Judon, 1.4 million.
You said Judon already.
No, I didn't.
Did you say somebody that's like Matthew Judon?
No, but I'm literally reading a list.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
1.4 million. Jason Sanders, just over $500,000. Cam Smith, over $500,000. Mohamed Kamara, $160K. That is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 players with $175 million worth of dead money this year.
And
that's
the cap's
insane.
And the cap's 3 what? What's the cap? 320?
301.
Oh, so yeah, it's over 20 million, over half. Half their money is not. Yeah. Yeah.
The Dolphins are claiming Chapter 7. That is great. That is great.
Trace Bigelow asked if we've ever seen Deuce Bigelow with Dee Snyder. Yep, sure have. Yeah, I don't know. That's nuts. They failed at tanking already. They remember Remember the whole tank for Tua thing, and then they won too many games, and then they still got Tua
That really
because
paid off.
Tua broke his freaking leg.
Really paid off.
It did. They did. They tanked for Tua. They're offering the coach like $100,000 every loss. You remember that?
Yeah. I mean, it's wild how these teams are going about tanking and trying to get players, and then they're never like a guaranteed commodity. So,
but not only that, like it is hard to tank in the NFL.
Yeah,
like
a lot of prideful dudes there.
Like basketball, I feel like it's very easy to tank. Baseball, sometimes teams win by accident, but usually, they got the whole roster. Football, you have 53 guys and your head coach and every coach that's trying to win now. And usually tanking doesn't really work. You end up winning like 6 games and with the 10th overall draft pick.
Yeah. So, I mean, look at the Steelers. They've been 500 for 47 years. So,
they
just
try.
Can't do it. Just can't do it.
Are you a Steelers? Are you like a partial
I hate
Steelers?
the Steelers.
That's what I thought.
Hate them.
But they're so close to home.
No, everybody over here. No. Hate them.
How far is Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium, I mean, from your house?
Like 4 hours.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
How far?
I mean, I live like right in the middle of the state. So
what's the closest NFL stadium?
Philly, probably. I mean, like barely, because they're literally like whoop. Well, here, like I'm like the middle of the state, and they're just whoop. So, I mean, 6 in one hand, a half dozen in the other. It's fine.
That sucks. I could be to Portland in like 2.5 hours.
I just found what NFL team's in Portland.
I'm just saying. That's the next biggest city.
You could be in Portland. Ooh.
It's in a different state. That's all I'm saying. It's like I could go to a different state right now.
I mean, if I wanted to go to a different state, I can be there in 2 hours, maybe. So,
NBA team play there? I don't think so. You know where an NBA team is going to play in 2028? Probably Las Vegas.
Maybe Seattle. Seattle.
I'm not getting my hopes up. Are you?
Yes. Yes, I am. Let's talk about it, baby.
Okay, this is the last thing of the show.
Yes.
They've been dangling. They've been dangling this carrot in front of our faces. We've been on a treadmill for literally 18 years. There's kids that are graduating high school that have never seen the Sonics play a game. And I'm just not going to trust it until they actually vote on it, which will be the opening weekend of baseball next weekend.
Well, this is a vote to explore the option of viability for exclusively Seattle and Las Vegas, and then they'll vote them in if they find.
Did you see the valuation?
Make it happen. Yeah, it's insane.
$7 to $10 billion.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the Seahawks sale tonight. I think we've made that clear before that I just don't want to talk about it. Kind of a touchy subject with me. Because the team's not fucking moving. But that's nuts. $7 to $10 billion. But it'll be cool. I went to Sonics games when I was a kid, and I mean they moved when I was 11. So it's not like I have like great memory of the Sonics or anything, but we've literally had generations of kids born in this city. Like I'm literally a half an hour away, 45 minutes away, that have never watched the Sonics. That have been like, there's a guy wearing a Thunder hat at work the other day. I don't work with many people, so I kind of get away with talking mad shit to people. That makes sense. We don't really have HR. And I said, why the fuck are you wearing that? He goes, well, Seattle doesn't have a team. This is the Sonics. I go, this is never going to be the Sonics. So.
Yeah. My only fear is that because of how they worded it, right? So this plan to go and vote is for Discovery exclusively for Seattle and Vegas. And I think they're going to be tied at the hip. Like, you can't have one. You got to have both. And I think...
Yeah, because they're not going to go 31 teams.
Yeah, and I feel personally you're going to look at it like this thing that they're going to vote on is going to pass. Like, they are going to open it up for real discovery for these two NBA franchises.
You think so?
Yes. What I fear is going to happen in that next phase is like, yes, Seattle will be fine. There's a big to-do about the millionaire tax or whatever. Like,
don't bring that up.
I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter. Like, the money that they're going to rake in, it's fine. What I fear is going to happen, because they have to do their due diligence with it, is they're going to find out the big elephant in the room that nobody wants to admit. Las Vegas cannot support these teams. They're trying to move a baseball team over there. They've run headlong into the problem of there's not enough foot traffic over here to actually sustain a season that long.
Also,
who's going to Vegas to watch sports? Like
me? Okay, there's only 16 games in the NFL, so that's an outlier. You can put an NFL team in Siberia and people will go.
You can make that work, but this is baseball and
162 and 82 games. Yeah, it's different, but the Athletics are just a joke. They've said they've been moving forever to different places forever. I don't know about the Knights. I think the biggest thing would be to see how the Golden Knights do, I guess, in terms of attendance.
And it's kind of one of those weird things where, like, they've really embraced hockey, and like, it's a hockey town. And like, part of it is, look, they expanded. The Golden Knights were amazing.
Yeah, they went to the Stanley Cup their first year, right?
Yeah, they did like the unthinkable and were good right off the bat. So instantly you got that draw. It does not work like that in the NBA. You're going to get the scraps at the bottom of the pile. You're not going to be competitive right away. And at the end of the day, that's a long road to toe for a schedule that long, where you're going to need to fill the seats for all those home games. And I just really feel like if there's going to be a thing that hangs this up, they're tied at the hip. They're going to have to finally say the elephant in the room, where there's just not enough permanent residents to support all of those sports in that town, with the NBA coming to town, and it'll fail because it's a two party vote. Basically, you got to have them both. I don't agree with Stephen A. Smith on much, but he brought up a great point this past week. And he's like, I don't want to see Memphis lose a team. He's like, but the clientele in Nashville and what that looks like, I think it would have been a much easier sell to say Seattle and Nashville and let him eat, because Nashville absolutely can sustain an NBA team with just them there, even with the competing market in Memphis. So I feel like that's my only hang up. I have way more hope than most. I want to believe it.
I don't know. Softy is believing it right now.
Yeah. I want to believe it so bad.
I just won't. I don't know. Like I said, I've been to Sonics games before. I'd like to go again, but I don't know. This is at least for the first year, 2 years, no matter how bad the team is, but maybe I'd even say 4 or 5, they're going to pack the stadium or the arena, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what, because everybody says, sorry to cut you off, but everybody says in the city, oh, I don't watch basketball anymore. The NBA screwed us. I don't watch basketball anymore. I guarantee you bring this team back, and there's going to be the longest waiting list for season tickets.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to take years to get in the door. Just to watch the Sonics on a Wednesday.
I'm absolutely one of those people. Like, I love basketball and grew up adoring the Sonics as just a kid. Mm-hmm. And when they got yoinked, I'm like, all right, I'm done. And I could not care less about the NBA. But let me tell you, the day they come in, I'm there, like glued to the TV anytime I can. That'll be amazing. And
go ahead.
The coolest storyline, just to put a bow on it, that I'm a good sucker for a good story, and especially
Kevin Durant,
especially if the story is about coming home, because I have mentioned it a bunch on the channel with football. I'm in the camp. I want to see him home. That would be, if his farewell year is number 35 for the Sonics at power forward, give me Kevin Durant. He'll be a free agent that offseason. He could do what he wants. His last year in the league would be wrapping it up where it all began. Yes. Because then if they suck, you get the story, right? It's Kevin Durant and his merry band of misfits. That's fine. Yeah, give me that.
I actually have a Kevin Durant jersey. Doesn't fit me anymore because I bought it when he played here, which I was 11, like I said. I don't know. Like I said, they bring a team here. It doesn't matter if it's an expansion team, relocation. They're going to fill the stadium. So I don't worry about it. I wouldn't really worry about that. If you want, the problem is they dangle. My problem with the NBA.
I have felt exactly how you felt until this vote.
What's also another thing that's nuts? Let's just say this. So people in Seattle are anti-NBA. Like, they will not watch NBA unless the Thunder are in a big game and they're rooting against them. It is so funny. Like, and I am too. Like, I was rooting against them in the finals last year. But that's how Seattle basketball works now. It's not like, oh, we're rooting for a team. They'll wait till the Thunder get good, which they sucked for a while. And then everybody just roots against them. It's kind of funny. Everybody just celebrates when a team loses. Brings the city together. But yeah, I think that's about it tonight. I don't know about you. I'm good. I'm out.
I think we had a great show.
Heck yeah, especially shooting from the hip. But I don't know. Go Hawks.
Thank you, chat.
Yeah, thank you, chat. Go Hawks, go Mariners. Opening day is coming up in 2 weeks. Or I lied. Not even 9 days. 9 days till opening day. And the cable companies still haven't figured out how we're going to watch the Mariners on cable TV. So you're fine. If you get MLB TV, Zach, you're fine. You can watch every Mariners game. But because I live in Washington, Oregon, or Idaho, I cannot just download MLB.TV.
That's wild.
Yeah, so all right, guys, we'll see you later.
We did not care